Welcome back, everybody. This is Grace, and this is the Harvestfest quest. Just came out about 15 minutes ago. Only one problem: if you take a quick look at my build, you will see that I have no actual gear. All stuff it's testing, random junk. But when has that ever stopped us before? So today we're going to be trying to do a Necromancer solo of the new quest. My Necromancer solo, we'll just use the Necromancer armor. I think the only shields we might need are an Int Drive, Mana Crystal Defender, and maybe Weird Ward. Oh, I could use a Dark Shield actually, on the off chance. Well, I could use an Earth Shield too. We'll go buy an Earth Dark Compression Shield actually. I've been meaning to buy that one in the GGBs. Anyways, later. I don't normally, many people might not be interested in me setting up my inventory, but it's my channel, I'll do what I want. No, but I thought it might be a little bit of fun. We'll probably just go hit count spamming, yeah? Bloodthirsty Sharkicane does sound tempting. Does sound very tempting. That means we need an Earth spell to trigger with Salkos weapon. Do we need a Wind spell? Nah. Who needs that? Unless? Sure, what could go wrong? We'll do that. Need an Earth spell, and I think I'm gonna call it a day. I'll get a Light spell, and then that's it. I think we'll just use... Man, I got nothing. Gravity Crush, I guess. Jeez, that feels bad. Light spell. Let's see whatever junk we have. Light spell's kind of the same as Ziggy Stardust. Why not? I'm not gonna I'm gonna use the Blind Eater. And then all I need is Polala and Arcane Amplification. I've summoned Polala, I think. Yeah, here we go. Wow, it's been a long ass time since I geared up a mage. Anything else? I could use a healing spell. We'll use Overcharge to cure fatal wounds. Yeah, that's the P1. Miraculous Recovery is the Endurance SP1. Pets, Baby Egg, Polala. I think I'm good with that. Yeah, what else am I gonna use? Oh, Fairy Godmother, I guess. We'll get the classic one from down in the light section. For the fashion, of course, no practical reason. Exactly the same as all the other versions. Misk's Essence Orb for sure. Grokmahorn for sure. I might go Goggernaut. I don't know, I'll go... Let's not be lazy. Power Shard, Dr. Boom, this is gonna be my Int Drive. Realistically, I should get defensive Misks, but kind of dilutes the challenge. Oh, I don't have Gandalfin. We'll skip Gandalfin. Power Shard, Dr. Boom, Gragma Harbinger, Essence Orb. Do I need anything else? It's Space Gauntlet and Space Gauntlet and Brain Wreck. Just Space Gauntlet. We'll get that new shield. Already have a Necromancer. Salkos, a Thame. We want that. I don't know how we'll bleed either. Oh, I'll bleed with the basic spells, I guess. What other spells do I have? Do I have a Dark Spell Booster? Do I have that magic one? Did I ever buy that? Nightfall, Heroic Titans, Herald. What else do I want? Maybe the Fire one too. Heroic Titans, Herald. Yeah, I think we're good here. Did I have a water spell? Bloodthirsty Sharkicane. You know what I will grab? I will grab the heal res item, Oath of Desire, I think. There we go. Oh, and Multi-Maul, of course. How could I forget? Yeah, it's been a while since I like tryharded on a mage. Not that this really fits any definition of tryharding, but you know what? Make it a little better. We'll grab Myrmidon Misk, Myrmidon Crest. Yeah, that'll do numbers. We will grab the nickel-clad shields as well. And we'll grab Legion Fenrir. That's what I forgot. Yeah, I'm hella washed on my mage. Do I really need a heal spell? With Bloodthirsty Sharkicane? I might. Do I need a fire spell? Do I need an earth spell? Water spell? Wind spell? Surely I won't need an earth spell in a Serenity quest. Surely. I would love to have that be foreshadowing and come back and bite me, but we'll actually see though. I don't know. Okay. Legion Fenrir. This is for my Berserk. There we go. I think we're ready. I pray that all saved. Pray I press the save button. If not, when we close the client and be done with the day. Alright. I need a minute to clear my throat and eat a bite of this lemon cake that I'm eating. Okay. I think this is just a part of the seasonal quests. The first harvest is the new one. A sacrifice. What the hell was the reward last year? Whatever. Who cares? Of all the people to chase a shooting star across the desert, it would have to be the demigod of strife and war. It's actually a nice surprise. That was reckless. I know. Trying to get to Falcon Reach on the embers of one's power after spending a year unraveling the mantle. I've always been the sort to try and have my cake and eat it too, but that was a little too greedy. But I wanted to see them, and thought I'd saved just enough for one last spell. The Far West still throws magic, of course. Were you still divine? You might have just pushed through it, but you were immortal long before reaching the threshold. Well, that's not the most graceful fall. My scheming side is a little rusty. Now I'm stuck here, tired and cold. So much for taking one big jaunt to dodge our greedier sibling, or just your greedier sibling now. We have some catching up to do. Walk with me, it'll keep you warm. Can't tell, but I'm giving quite the expression to my monitor right now. I have somewhere you can stay that will protect you from the contamination. Okay. I didn't know I was charming like that. I think war is us in this case. Thank you so much. You're a godsend, and I say that because you are literally and figuratively are, not just because the alternative is staying in the desert. Besides shelter and story time with war. Netflix and story time with war, story time and chill, Anyways, listen, am I crazy? Am I reading into this too much, or is this like a little bit suggestive? Who knows? That sounds like an incredibly unique experience. I must be crazy, unless we're headed to a big, dreary, menacing castle. Shucks. Am I seriously still not able to use my damn items? I don't know why I clicked that misinput. I think the fire one doesn't even do that much damage because the Ellie comp is all ass on this armor. But actually, I think both the skills are bugged. Could be wrong though. But I don't think they do extra damage compared to the auto attacks. Much, if any. Like maybe the auto attacks take an extra plus 50% damage, so the skill doesn't. Well, I mean it hits for more. I mean, does it? I don't know. I don't see the skill hitting for 1050 on any of its hits. Anyways. Ooh, what a beautiful sky. I feel like I could make that on a gradient in Google Drawing in like 7 minutes, just a background, but still beautiful. Well, let's catch up then. I was across the continent, but I have a lot to ask you, tall, dark, and fiery, but that feels like a sore subject. So as much as I don't like to talk about myself, ask away. You have me at a disadvantage. When I was immortal, I knew little about you. Even when we were connected for a battle, you felt very little. I felt very little. Your love for your people, the power of nature as a provider. Your place in the Pantheon was always strange, a seasonal provider in a pantheon of distant testers. Where did that and you come from? If you want to know the reason I stood out so much, well, that's a long story. Ooh, the frame rate's dropping. Let me take a bite out of my lemon cake. Delicious. It all goes back to my family, and the same place that Babylon's farming culture comes from. Most of the families there come from Falcon Reach, but the farmers had moved there from a city even further west. Hundreds of years ago, Greengard was only doing a little better than it is now. Only a little better than haunted, inhospitable, waste contaminated by elemental fallout. For the people, it may as well have been that. It was hard to keep settlements safe from the dregs of the Great Elemental War. Greengard's forces were so battered that they could cover little ground. Even worse, their main contact to the east was lost when Luminova suddenly plunged into darkness. Luminovia? Anyone looking for help had to brave the desert, find it, and bring it back across. There weren't enough forces to hold their ground. Rogue elementals displaced people before they could stock more than a few seasons' worth of food, and there was no way to get help quickly. Queen Amara Draketh decided to draw a line in the sand and fall no further back than Sword Haven. It was originally a garrison for training her knights, but she had expanded it to shelter for fleeing farmers. The second founding of Sword Haven was great for morale, but it had a lot of people to feed. The soil was good, but not a feed a nation from a single city good. That's where my family came in. Great magics were rare among mortals back then. The Valrith family dealt in alchemy, and we'd made deals with both dragons and fire giants for knowledge of how to nourish elementally blasted lands. Unfortunately, our fire giant allies could not help back then. They wouldn't speak with any allies of the Draketh. Without their supplies, we were out of easy solutions. Worse, their outlaws followed us back. Meet me at the Alright, we're gonna set up all the what are we attacking with? Ice? That's not in my hotbar. Oh! Where's Arcane Amp? Did I not have enough SP? I don't think I did. Okay, we're gonna get Polala. 82 to magic, we're gonna get Fenrir. What am I talking about? Get this guy out of here. We are gonna go multi-mall here. I have to do some quick mental math, hold on. Okay, turns out Nightfall is better for me in this particular situation. We are gonna Precise Haunting him. Should be a 2-turn kill. Should be an easy Necro solo. I mean, nothing's hard anymore in-game. You know what I'm saying? Spellcaster lean on healing, hello? Did they read the armor? No. But, hey, this is what it is. I mean, I know this monster trades damage for status, but still, like, I don't know. Oh, I forgot I have 105 int. I wasn't even calculating into my... Yeah, I don't need this misc at all. I can go more berserk. Anyways, Queen Draketh accepted my family anyways, and put all of her apothecaries to work under the Valrith alchemists. Together, they spread out and worked to restore the land and keep it nourished. That isolation kept us from saving everyone. We had enough to begin pushing back, losing so many families. Hardened ours. What could have been a great alliance became the start of something terrible. I think there might have been a text box missing, or my reading comprehension is ass and I forgot what happened just before the battles, but we'll see. That takes us to around 4 decades ago when King Draketh and I, was still clinging to power. And it takes us to the one Diana Valrith caught in the whirlwind of it all. Well, no, that's not a fair way to say it. Diana, that's, Serenia's name. I wasn't caught in it, I was part of it. A lot of it was because of my work. I grew up studying the foundational alchemy of our family, but that wasn't what the Valrith name stood for. Not anymore. The Valrith family was the right hand of the Drakith crown. The revolution was making strides, and they even had dragon lords breaking their neutrality to even the scales. So the king was losing supporters. When most people call your ruler a monster king, it's really hard not to get a cold bucket of perspective to the face. Even the most corrupt found the benefits of service running thin. Not for the Valriths, we didn't simply serve the crown. We were allies against the world. Together, we had gone from restoring the land and its power to gaining some sixth sense of mastery over it. Deathrix I saw himself as the guardian, not just of any orb, but of this plane. That's how I see myself, as a god. And he would go to any extreme for his idea of security, even the mass binding of the same elementals we'd feared. Bubble element. You did not fear a bubble elemental. Shut your goofy ass up. What's gonna pump numbers here? Oh, whatever. We get the Grakma on. I don't even know if I cried cry Havoc on this. Oh, there we go. I think fire is gonna be our best bet here. And I maybe at this point. Oh, I didn't know I had fireballs yet. I thought I had destruction burst. That's a Clash of Clans alarm. My fault. I don't play Clash of Clans. That's a joke. That's a normal alarm. I may or may not be lying to you. You'll never know. We can't hit for darkness. We'll hit for fire again. Same exact setup. Nothing too crazy. It might be better to go. Multi-mall. Let me check. Yeah, I think it's a little better to go multi-mall. Did I cast Arcane Amp? I think it is. Either way, it's good nostalgia going multi-mall. Well, nostalgia's relative, but well, we'll see if we hit every hit. What's this guy's magic res? I think we should be good. I'll give like a low miss percent chance, but if that was a Clash of Clans alarm, I have no idea what it was for. My base is very well maintained. Well, not my problem. Oh, here she is, Diana, doing evil alchemy. The Valrith family was right alongside him in this twisted sense of mastery. Aberrant forces, planar experiments, terrible augmentations for elite soldiers. Are we gonna get any new monsters? And my foresight, limited as it was, and I was so good at it. Dread Diana, the deadly oracle of Valrith. With draw and monster, with steel and vision, we saw the rebels as nothing but a field of nails to hammer with the hammer of our ideals, or something like that. And we were like that to each other too. From a very young age until I grew into the family's fearsome ways, they would blame me for the results, when they couldn't seize the opportunity of my omens. They accused me of faking visions or interpreting them wrong, or anything that excused them from thinking about it. So I learned to do the thinking myself. I had no control over what I saw or when. But I could keep some visions to myself, and make up others to keep the family complacent. So when the rebels couldn't dislodge our support, and their own wavered, the Valriths prepared their ambush and saw nothing but the victory I foretold ahead of them. They saw ample cause to drink their potions, prepare their beasts, and celebrate too early. What they didn't see is that the Oracle's childhood interests had never stopped. While I slipped into the family's tunnels, my poisons did their work. Contact poisoned spellcraft supplies, subverted venomous beasts, tainted poisons, slow-acting toxins in their feast. In one night, I erased our name from the nation's nobility. The only loose end that remained was the smugglers in our secret tunnels. If they caught me, the king would have my head for such a betrayal. But they didn't call me Dread Diana for nothing. So quick plot device check here. This network of tunnels seems to be in the same location that the network of tunnels that the Bandit King, alleged Bandit King, we haven't seen him yet, in the Rubicon March saga uses. So, connection. I don't know what about, but there's a connection. Rogue. I will just blast this guy. Shouldn't matter what I do. Sometimes I'm muting the mic for a couple seconds to take a bite, because I don't want to be munching. Oh, that house looks a little odd. With the Valorith family tragedy, the revolution that might have been crushed had time to make greater allies instead. There was one name left to erase, and so I became Serenity. Why does she have cat ears? I swear she did not have those a minute ago. Is that a bow? Didn't plan on being a figure as public as an innkeeper at first. I sort of fell into the role when my alibi aligned with the loss of my predecessor. The ghosts and cobwebs took some help, but I did it. I fit in. Every day, I worried that someone would expose me and I'd have to fight back assassins, or the people might learn the truth and drag me out. I'm pretty sure someone knew, but if anyone did, they didn't care. Diana was a thing of the past, and I was living my dream day to day, keeping something very close to my heart alive after being denied it my whole life. Stories by the fireplace, a roof over their heads, warm bread to greet the morning with. I could give my people all the simple joys that my family had taken away from them. Still, the dream was hard-fought even before the calamity. Pestilence had it out for Falconreach for a time, and despised me even then. I had to worry about his schemes to this day. We are first trying the boss because, oh my gosh. I'm just a little sad we get a reskin boss that has the same animations. Whatever, you know. Like boss checkpoint for this? 400 damage when I'm off element? How much did it even do? Oh, I had the barrier actually, that's not fair, but hey. This we are going to keep Power Shard, which means we're going to switch to Nightfall because you don't have enough Berserk to make it worth. I think I just Arcane Amplified twice, but not like it matters. We're going to 2-hit this kid. Like, stop with the 0.75 damage caps. I'm going to say it. They don't do anything. They're not effective. Achieving the goal, they are not. I'm not even going to see this guy's SP attack. Maybe I should die so I can see this guy's SP attack. That prismatic burn. Oh, it's one turn. Maybe that is correct. Hey, what the hell happened? Does it have smart scaling resistances? Okay, okay. You know, given that I don't have enough mana to cast any spells, my 0-cost spell is dark. I mean, we can kind of just bonk him to death though, no? Light? Do I have a light weapon? No. Should be fine. Okay, more resistant to fire. Yeah, it's got that Ellie res scaling. I hit him, what, 12 times? It went from 100 to minus 120, so probably 10 per hit. But it didn't seem to do that for fire, so I don't know. We'll play around with it a little bit, but either way. 2 turning the boss. That is what it is. 3 turning, I guess. I can offer little comfort. It was a bow, it wasn't cat ears. Okay, so it was just the angle with the bow. Okay, we'll get to that. I can offer a little comfort for everything you've gone through, but know this, the pestilence you know is dead and will never return. Truly, that madman is gone. I personally made sure of it. That's such a relief. It feels uncomfortably like old times to enjoy the news. Oh, that's a little funny. I had hoped that he would find his way back to what Famine says he used to be like, but it's not our burden to wait for others to stop hurting us. Some people are not worth waiting for, but oh no, that's why you've accepted the role, isn't it? I'm so sorry you had to go through this. I wish I'd been able to see it to warn someone, and hold on, why did you wait until now to tell me that? Because then you might have still have tried to brave the far west before getting used to being immortal again. And here you said you didn't know me. You remind me of the Queen, reading people like that. Alright, well played. What now? That's up to you. You are a guest, not my prisoner. You can rest here for now, but I would suggest accepting an escort to an eastern settlement before trying another crossing. This place will not be safe forever. I really appreciate it. I'll tell you what. I'll take your offer for now if you let me tell you the rest of my story after you're clear of your duties. That means you have to find a way to get clear and visit me. You know I can make no such promises. Promise accepted. I have got to teach you to be a better host. Tell me you at least have a good oven here somewhere, and an army. An army needs plenty of good bread. The periphery of Rubicon Keep has multiple barracks. At least a dozen ovens are active before deployment. Excellent. And you bake some up for them yourself? I mean, you kind of already look like a very nice oven. I have regrets. Alright, you're coming with me. That's an okay joke. I don't love that the war plotline is still being pushed into every other plotline, but it is what it is. Valrith. The Valrith family had its hands in so many fell schemes that it was said their reach was like lightning. This heraldry carries an enchantment that reflects that tale, enhancing Dex. Energy Dex Drive. A controversially preserved relic of the Dragon Dynasty that can enhance strength and int. It was said that showing this crest was outlawed as a seditious act by Deathrix Dreketh the First. I'm that broke. Not enough gold to buy? Wait a minute, am I reading my digits wrong? Damn, I'm hella broke. Well, I wasn't buying this anyway. The reason I sighed like that earlier is because it's another seasonal stat drive shield. Bit of a bummer, I think. Let me check, because the release was a little bugged earlier. What a shock. So not all the items were in. Let me double check that this is all that's in before I make my thoughts. So we got 2 stat drives. This is a hybrid stat drive. The shield looks sick, so I like that. This shield, I think it's like a 1-to-1 clone of Howling Crest, or if I remember correctly. At least that, I mean, not 1-to-1 clone. Visually, it looks a lot like Howling Crest. I could be making a mistake, I could be misremembering, but those are my thoughts. Reopen shop button, does that work? It does, and there's now a painting. Let's see the painting. Cat ears. Hey, is what it is. Black Friday also started. That's kind of a big deal, so I've got a Google Doc, I'll link it in the description. Haven't made my guide yet. It'll probably be a week till I get that done, realistically. So, hey, I mean, we got time, probably, until 50... December 2nd. Oh, that's not that long. That's what? 12 days? 10 days? 11 days? I'll try and work on the guide. I'll try and get it done quick, but that's the release this week. Good to have another Dex drive. Energy, pretty weak shield slot. Most of the time. I think it's what, nickel clad, and let me take a look actually. Nickel clad and yeah, nickel clad. That's ass, that's ass, that's ass. That's okay, but weird. Sweetheart is actually nice. It's a dodge shield. I mean, Aspis is good if you're doing something, but yeah, there's not too much for energy, so nice to have for Rangers a Dex drive. Particularly since we got the light clone of nickel clad now. You know, good items, fun little story to hear. I like that. And I also like I don't like the art for Serenity, for Diana. I think she looks a little odd. It's just my opinion though. Of course, not really a big deal. I like that, yeah, fun. I liked it. I sound a little bit tired today, it's because I am, but good release. Love to see a quest. It's the first time we've gotten a quest since Zorback. But before Zorback, we hadn't gotten a quest in how long? I don't count the rain set because the quest is identical. Essentially identical. I should clarify. Essentially identical. But yeah, pretty cool release. The shields will definitely see some use. I gotta check the hybrid stat shield. I'm not gonna check it now. I just can't be bothered because I don't have gold. Apparently I'm 36 mil. That's crazy. I'll do some gold farming later today, but But yeah, no, good items. Pretty fun quests. I have some complaints, but they're mostly nitpicks, like, oh, I don't like the lore, oh, I don't like this, that, like, whatever. It's a good quest, it's fun. Nice little seasonal event. Very, very easy. I do wish they would put a little more care into their bosses. I'm sure they're busy though. It happens. Not a big deal. But yeah, that's all I have to say. There's not really anything to test out with the items because they are stat drives, so we already know what they do. The only thing to see is if the int strength stat dive is going to be 30-30 or 35-35. Make a small difference in how useful it is, but I mean, well, I don't think that hybrid stat drive shields are as good as they used to be. But you know, still come in handy. I mean, Werepower is going to work the same way for at least another year, so probably like 4 actually, but well, realistically forever, but potentially could be reworked so that it doesn't. But that's all I've got for today. I've been rambling for the last 4 minutes saying nothing of substance. I hope you enjoyed. Spread some peace and love. Have a great day. Let me know if you have any questions. Black Friday video coming out, we'll say this weekend. Might be lying. Oopsie. See you later. Bye bye.